First of all, I would like to say hello to everyone. My name is Letitia Williams. I am a graduate student here at Liberty University, and I'm currently enrolled in HSCO 511 Group Dynamics course. I would like to start off by sharing a Bible verse, Luke 12, King James Version. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes, for unto whomever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. For this group leading project, I chose to lead a group on time management. There was no co-leader. The group was held on Tuesday, December the 5th, 2017 at 11 o'clock a.m. This time was selected because most of my co-workers involved in this group usually take their lunch between 12 p.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. The meeting was held at my office in the small conference room located at 301 North Church Street, Suite 300, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 27101. The group lasted for approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes. We assembled around a large conference table and made use of the whiteboard in the room. The group consisted of 6 probation parole officers ranging in ages 23 to 52, who I have listened to day in and day out complain about never having enough time. I asked each member individually if they could volunteer an hour of their time to assist me with conducting this group on time management, and they agreed. The purpose of this task group was to help the group members come up with some techniques they could utilize to assist them with their time management and eliminate the constant complaining throughout the day. The group dynamics, content, and process. Since everyone attending the group was familiar with each other, no introductions were needed. Each member knew they were attending a group on time management. To set the tone of the group, to get an initial assessment of how the group would go, I began by telling them that over the past couple of weeks, through my observations, I heard each of them complain about not having enough time to get their work done in a single day or a week's time, and that is why I asked each of them to volunteer. I advised them that during this task, we will work together to come up with some techniques to help them manage their time. After this brief explanation, I conducted a warm-up exercise by asking each member to close their eyes. They were not to close their eyes until after I counted to 3. What the group discovered was that everyone's 30 seconds was not the same. Some opened their eyes before the 30 seconds was up. Some opened their eyes after the 30 seconds was up. And some just kept their eyes closed. After redirection to remain on task, everyone sat with their eyes open. During the working phase of this group, which is the most important part of the group, I wrote the word time on the whiteboard and asked members to give me a definition of the word. The room was silent for a few seconds until one group member spoke up and gave his explanation of what it meant. Secondly, I wrote the word management beside time and asked the members to think about it for a second. Then I handed out a 3-question questionnaire and asked each member to take about 5 minutes to answer the questions. One question was for them to tell me what they thought about time management. The second question was, why did they think that there was not enough time in the day to get their work done? And question 3 was, what could they do to practice good time management? After their 5 minutes was up, we discovered their answers by actively listening, questioning, sharing, and encouraging everyone to be professional in their answers and responses. What I learned from the group through full participation from the members is that everyone just thought that their caseloads numbers were just too high, and the amount of work required for each case prevented them from keeping on track and time being became limited. To disclose the elephant in the room, I again advised the group through my observations of them over the past couple of weeks. I mostly discovered at least 4 of them throughout the week carrying on various conversations with their peers. After that disclosure, the group members began to say they do not pre-plan their work days. They had poor organizational skills, which made them have to redo paperwork, and they had no set goals, etc. In closing and summarizing the group, I then disclosed to the group some techniques I use to practice effective time management. I told them that pre-planning the day before, displaying good organizational skills, and prioritizing their days are tasks that I use and are very important for practicing good time management. I advise them by getting daily planners, maintaining daily calendars, and putting notifications on computers and electronic devices were also useful ways to practice good time management. After the group was done, the more senior group member did ask if I was able to assist him with this process, and I agreed. Self-assessment. As the only person leading the group, I felt as though I did a good job at keeping the group members engaged in the discussion and on topic. Even though I had relationships with the group members, I did not feel any pressure or nervousness when leading the group. Each member stayed on track, and they did not try to take over the group. Each member answered their questions. There was no defiance or any displaying of attitudes when helpful advice was offered up. The only challenge I can say I encountered was keeping the group at 1 hour, even though it went 10 minutes over. I did well by engaging eye contact with each member. I was able to switch over from using rounds to conducting an exercise and summarizing my points well. What I could have done a little differently was maybe extend the group time a little longer and changed up the group dynamics by maybe adding a supervisor to get their input and points of view. Conclusion and application. After conducting this group project, the experience was a new learning experience for me. Working with adults, I learned, keeps you on your toes, and I learned that you have to be very energetic, engaging, and knowledgeable about the topic being discussed, because if you are not, it is easy for them to get thrown off topic. An important takeaway I got from leading this group is that you have to actively listen, stay on topic, engage the group from beginning to end. Leading adult groups, most of them already have a made-up mind and have an opinion about everything. To apply what I have learned from this experience to future group leadership will be to continue to have a convincing power. Even though I must remain knowledgeable about the topic, it is my job to convince them that I am providing the best practices. I would need more enhancing and cutting off and drawing out group members that once control the conversations if it ever came up or when it comes up in doing adult groups. A concluding thought. It takes a great leader to speak sense continuously and hold a group's attention. Having good knowledge and understanding of the topics discussed is what will carry and lead your groups.